Newspaper review for Monday, October 8. The newspaper review for Monday, October 8, focuses on how a former Vice President, Atiku Abubakar, won the presidential primary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has reportedly began the search for a running mate after winning the presidential primary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. The Punch reports that Atiku's search might have been limited to the southeast region of the country. However, the newspaper states that investigation shows that some states that make up the zone might have reportedly been disqualified. For instance, Anambra, where Senator Ben Obi, who was a former running mate to Atiku hailed from, was said to have been disqualified. Sources said the reason was because the state had produced two former speakers, two former presidents of the Senate, one vice president and the president. Reports have it that the race, according to sources close to the party, is between Abia and Ebonyi states. The Guardian newspaper has reported on the intrigues that saw Atiku Abubakar emerge as the presidential primary of the PDP at the party's presidential primary held on Saturday, October 6. The Guardian newspaper for Monday, October 8. Photo credit, snapshot from Nage. The newspaper states that Atiku polled 1,532 votes, followed by Sokoto State Governor, Aminu Tambuwal, who scored 693 votes, while Senate President Kola Saraki came third with 317 votes. The Guardian citing sources stated that prior to the commencement of the convention, efforts to get some of the 11 aspirants to step down for Atiku, Tambuwal or Saraki failed as none of them agreed. Following the backing of Governor Nyesom Wike of River State, Governor Tambuwal had been tipped to win the primaries. It was learned that delegates from River State were reportedly directed to vote for Tambuwal, who polled 100 votes from the state. But the decision by Atiku's team to book hotels in advance for delegates gave the aspirant easy access to voters. Also, it was reported that aspirants financially induced some of the delegates and that retired generals from the north threw their support behind Atiku, to ensure that Tambuwal did not become so powerful as Wike wanted. An added advantage that reportedly saw Atiku emerge as winner was his experience in the management of delegates and presidential elections, which his political groupings like People's Front of Nigeria and People's Democratic Movement have been doing from the 1990s, which culminated in the trouncing of PSP Group to seize the then Social Democratic Party, SDP. Meanwhile, Vanguard reports that after the PDP presidential primaries that produced Atiku, some aspirants who lost to are exploring other political options. Those who lost to Atiku Abubakar included serving Senators Saraki, David Mark, Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso and Jonah Jang, Governors Aminu Tambuwal, Sokoto, and Ibrahim Tankwambo, Gombe. The Nation reports that Atiku in his acceptance speech described the primary election as the most credible, transparent, free and fair, in the history of PDP, while lauding former President Olusegun Obasanjo for giving him the opportunity in 1999 to be his deputy. He admitted that he learned a lot under his tutelage. The Nation newspaper for Monday, October 8. Photo credit, snapshot from Nage. He also thanked Governor Wike, Rivers State government and the people of the state for their support for the successful convention, while assuring that he would not fail and would not be found wanting. This day reports that Atiku told Arise News that he would work to keep his electioneering pledge of restructuring Nigeria, saying it was a worthy legacy he intended to attain and leave for posterity. The former vice president said he had the blueprint for the restructuring of the country if elected president of the country. I don't think it will be necessary to set up another constitutional conference. I have said this in many of the presentations. First of all, let us look at our legislative list in the Constitution, the concurrent and exclusive lists. I believe that it would be much easier to sit down with the states and the National Assembly and say, look at all of the items on concurrent list and how they could be reverted to the states and local governments together with the resources budgeted for them so that you have less at the federal level, he said. Then you also have to look at the list of items that are in the exclusive list and know which ones you will have to devolve to the states and local governments.